Okay, so here we go with part 3 with Dreamweaver and Photoshop tutorial on building a CSS layout and slicing. We're going to start off mostly in Photoshop, but I do want to get through the div structure and showing how to break your page down to create these divs. So I'm going to switch over to our view of the files for one moment, and what we've got here is with the Ericsson page. So I've restructured everything into this directory. And we've got a working files folder which houses all my Photoshop documents that I've done to build my page. So we had the transparents, the regular layout, and the main page layout without any of the slicing. And then I've just done this other one, which is the example file that I'm going to show you. And go back, and we have our images, which has our background, which is going to tile through the main part of the page. And if I go to this one, you'll see the whole layout. This is normally what I send to a client just to get them to approve the layout before I start worrying about embarking on any coding with the page. So you want to be sure that the client is agreeable to this prior to doing any form of CSS or HTML work. And you can sort of go from there. So there's the logo, there's the background tile, there's the content tile, so that's a semi-transparent gray. This is hard to see. We got a Sony Ericsson and the K790, and then we got the CyberShot text behind the reflected camera. So anyway, that takes care of the images here, and we're going to have a look at the working files. So I'm going to go to Photoshop, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to go through and just turn certain layers on and off so you can see how this is structured. So when I build this in divs, I actually have to make boxes. And for this, the first box you create is what we term the wrapper. So this one will contain everything. I would then have my header and my content inside there. So we call this nesting divs. And with this, I want to actually control where each of these blocks goes and then what's contained inside. So with the Sony Ericsson logo and the links in the header, I'm able to control their placement in relationship to one another. And then down here, I'll be able to control two different columns of information in the content area. So I'm going to turn off the wrapper now that we're inside these. So I may want to break this down further. I would likely want to create something called links over on this side to control the placement of these. The logo can just be dropped in as is. Then we go up to left column and right column, and this, as you can see, is inside the content area. So these would be nested divs within that, and we would then have a text area for the box, which we can see in the back there. So if I turn that off again for a sec, and the left column, you can see this box with a border around it. So I'd be trying to control the appearance of that box inside the left column, and I can put borders on it to give it that kind of